Hi there, welcome to another week of a grid design every week. This week we're going to do something a little bit more fun than usual. I'm going to do some actual work on a quilt that I'm working on. And it's a design I showed you in week 3. It's the orange peel, but I'm going to actually do it on 1-inch patchwork with some gold metallic thread and show you how it's done. So come on over and we'll get started. Alright, so here's the quilt, and you can see I've got sashing of 1-inch patchwork in a lot of places, and I'm doing it everywhere with the gold thread, but I'm going to show you an area where there's a double row of 1-inch patchwork, this little checkerboard sashing, and you can see how it goes, how it all works out together. But it's a really nice option when you have little squares, and it's just something fun you can do in those squares. So let's get started. I'm using Superior metallic thread and a Superior titanium needle, and it's number 90. So we're going to work on this section. Oh, there goes my, oh well, I dropped my thumb rubber fingertip. Yeah, good. My cameraman's helping me out. Thanks. All right, so we're going to work in this area right here. And again, if you want more of the basics or how this looks on solid fabric, go look at week 3 again. All right, so we're going to start down here at the bottom. And I will show you the order that I do this in. And it's not the only way you could do it, but this is an easy way. Okay. So we do our little arcs. Let me get rid of those threads. Alright, it's a little hard with all this big quilt trying to get it so you guys can see. Alright, so I'm just going to go with my arcs all the way up this little checkerboard sashing. And you might notice I'm using a different foot today. I'm using this concave foot, and that's because I'm going over pieced areas, and that rides over them easier than that other open toe foot. Alright, so we're at the top of this double line of 1-inch patchwork. I'm going to go over to our next vertical row. Now we're going to do something a little different. And this is what I showed you with the orange peel. We're going to cross those intersections with the soft S. This is a really big quilt. It's 76 by 94. So I'm kind of glad to be done with the center of it, because that's always the hardest part. And, this is more of an outside area. Alright, so we're down to the bottom. I'm going to come back up that seam line with my soft S's. Always aiming for the intersections. At the top, we will do our little arch over to the corner, come down to our first horizontal row, and now we've got this area to do. So I'm going to do that soft S through that intersection. Come back the other way. And now you can see it's all coming together and how pretty that looks. In my book, the Grid Design Workbook, I show you all of these and also how they look on patchwork. I've got a really pretty silk quilt in there that's all 1-inch squares, and I show you all these designs on patchwork as well as a background design. So again, to get this to look as pretty as you possibly can get it, you want to just strive for consistency in the size of your arches. But just remember, it's not going to be perfect. You're not a machine. Just do the best you can. And try not to be your own worst critic. We tend to criticize our work more than anybody else ever does. So just don't do that. And don't point out your boo-boos either. Because probably nobody's going to ever see them except you. Okay, so now we're down here to the bottom. We just finish it off. Knock off those stitches. And it's done. So there it is. Let me snip those threads. Get them out of there. And there it is. It's just beautiful. And I have to do these areas here, which are easier because they're not double, but that's going to be really pretty. And you can see in other parts of the quilt, it's a beautiful way to finish off those 1-inch patchwork squares. So that's it. All right, hope you enjoyed that. That was fun, and I know it's a repeat of something we did before, but it's a good spin on it and shows you some real life applications for that design. So join me next week and we'll do another grid design, a grid-based quilting design. See ya.